Hi, and thank you for joining me for another day of 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life, round 16. And today's sketch you can see in the top left-hand corner there is by Briana Spors. Now, I probably followed the left-hand side of this sketch in the main part, but I did go off my own way a little bit. So I've chosen 4 3x4 photos of our recent trip to Sicily when we were on a cruise, and it's of us all eating cannoli. So I wanted to record this. So I thought these would be nice smaller photos to fit on one page. And rather than using that scallop across the bottom that Briana's got in her sketch, I wanted to use this paper from Vicki, Boutin, Where to Next, with all the buildings going across the bottom, because that's all we saw really when we were walking from the port. Just a load of buildings and houses and shops and industrial units. And it was very built up where we were. So I thought this paper would work really nicely. Now, I wanted to add some of my own touches to the paper, so I first of all chose this piece from cut apart paper, and I've just cut it so that the notebook edge will be running along the left-hand side of the page, and then it's got that little tab that will be next to the top photo that says Places and People, so I thought that would look really nice here. So it's Vicki, Boutin, Where to Next that I'm using to document these photos, and you saw at the beginning I just matted them onto a small white border and then a black border so that they stand out against this background paper. Now I'm going to cover a lot of the background paper because it didn't fit in with what I wanted to put. It's not a weekly expense report, so I'm going to cover that up in a minute. But first of all, I just wanted to get the photos situated so I could see what I was working with. And I'm not too bothered. I will cover up a few of those buildings, or a little bit of those buildings at the bottom, but they will still be very visible on the end product. And I was really happy with how this layout came out in the end. It took me a little while, but I did get there in the end. So just getting these stuck down and keeping them slightly wonky across the bottom. I just like that movement that it creates by putting them each photo at an angle. And then I'm going to cut out that second bit from this cut apart paper at the top with the so much to see, so much to do paper clip on it. And I thought that would work really nicely to cover that expense report title and just start to build everything up. So I'm just trimming it out. And I will move that photo up slightly just so that it covers the edge of that paper and makes it look more like a part of the actual background. There we go. So now I can get that stuck down. I do consider putting this green strip underneath, but it doesn't, in the end I don't put it there. I do find somewhere else to put it on the layout, but it doesn't go at the top there. Just missed covering that title, so just moving it up ever so slightly. There we go. And then I'm going to cut out one of these tags as well, because Briana has got tags on her page now. This is where I go a little bit off-piste to suit my style and the way I want this layout to look. So my tag goes to the right of that last photo along the bottom strip. I try it up here, but I'm just not happy. So I decided to add it on the side here. So I cut off the bit that's going to go underneath because there's no point in trying to pull the photos up to get that under there. So it's just going to sit where it is there. And that's that green strip that I mentioned before. I decided to put it at the bottom here. So you can see it is going to cover up a few of those buildings a little bit, but that's absolutely fine. It all sort of blends in together and it works really nicely at the end. So just roughing up the edges, as I tend to do with my pages. And then I'm going to look through the ephemera bit. Straight away I spot a title that says Sunshine and Good Vibes. So I'm going to add that across that, and that works really nicely to sort of blend that into the background and into that side strip that I've got going on. And then through the stickers in this collection and also the papery pieces. And I find this little, it's like a receipt. So I think that's going to work really nicely because obviously we were at a little cafe there. So I'm just going to add that to the background. It's a bit too wonky, so I'll just straighten that up a little bit. There we go. And then I decided for my title, I'm going to have coffee and cannoli. And I pulled out these very old American Crafts nutmeg chipboard stickers. They're really pretty font. And then I cut one of the ampersands from our Hey Little Magpie ampersand die set, and I'm just going to use that as the and that works beautifully. It sort of fits the vibe of this cafe. It was quite an old-fashioned traditional cafe. It was gorgeous, so I really like the font of that and So I'm going to, for now, I'm going to stick it all down as coffee and cannoli, but then I do come in with some little alphabet stickers and add in Catania, which is where we were. I just like the alliteration of all the C's as well on that title. So I'm going to use my nails to scuff up this tag, and then I can get that stuck down, and I want to add a little bit more embellishing around here. So I know that's going to sit there, so I just wanted to add that, and then I can start going through and see what else I've got. So first of all, through the stickers and washi stickers that are from the papery pack. Can't really see anything there, but then I spot this little bulldog clip, and I think that's going to go really nicely at the top, just on that photo there. And then a little geotag, which is going to go to the right of that Sunshine and Good Vibes title, and it just hides that edge, so it makes it look more cohesive. I like this sticker that just says capture the moment, so I'm going to add that to one of the photos and then see what else there is. And here's another sticker. It's just a little orange flag sticker, and so I add that above that. Consider one of those circles but decide against it. And then I see the coffee cup, so we were drinking coffee, so of course that had to be added. I had it at the left here, but in the end I decided it's much better on the right hand side, so quickly move that over. And then into this is ephemera packs and papery packs and all sorts in here, clips as well. So just having a look through, and there's another bit at the bottom there that I wanted to cover up, and these word strips are absolutely perfect. But when I pull that one out, I then see another one, and then remember that there are quite a few in this collection. So just find the sheets with some more on and find one more suitable. And it says places I would like to visit, because that was very much the case. When I saw that Sicily was on the itinerary for this cruise, that sort of set it for me that this was the one we were going to do, because it's somewhere I've always wanted to visit. We adore Italy, so I definitely wanted to try Sicily as well. So I'm just going to glue that down straight over that word strip there. And that's bringing that black down to the bottom as well. Like I've got that places and people tab on the left hand side, and I've got the ampersand in black. So I decided this strip is a little bit too long at the top, so I'm just going to cut off that geotag and then add it as a little element by that bottom left photo. Again, I'll rough up the edges with my fingernails, just so that it's in keeping with the rest of the layout. And then looking through to see what else there is. A little ticket. I think this was cut from one of the pattern papers actually for a previous layout. It was just left over, so I'm just going to tuck that in underneath the coffee cup. And it's just a nice little piece for that to sit on, really. And then a couple of my stamped labels. I went through a phase of stamping loads of these Ellie Studio labels so that I had them in a box ready to use, and then the box just sat in one of my drawers. So I've moved those into the little plastic drawers on my desk, and I'm trying to remember to reach for those a little bit more. So they just add a bit of interest under the photo. So now a loop of ribbon, and that's going to go above that piece of paper with the geotag on that I just added to the bottom left there. And that's just creating a bit of different texture. And then I spot a tiny little die cut star. That was from an Ellie Studio die set that I used a while back, again on another layout. And then I spot this blue paper clip, and I'm just going to add it as a circular element. I'm not actually going to use it as a paper clip. I just think it looks really sweet there. So I should just glue that down. So please check the description box down below to see everybody else who's joining in on this hop. There are loads of people joining in, lots of fantastic videos there to have a look at. There's a playlist, so you can see all the videos there. So I'm just building up this cluster at the top. I found a little gold clip. I think that's from Bold and Bright actually. It was just hanging out on my desk, so I decided to add that at the top. And then one of my craft tabs that I use all the time on my layouts. I'm not going to add the date to this one this time because I've got a space for the date on the right hand side, but I do add a little sticker that says the sweetest. So now I found a bit of twine to tie into this tag on the right hand side, so I've just added that, and then I'm going to staple it down just to keep it in place. And here's that small alphabet sticker sheet that I was talking about. It's a very old Adorn It sticker sheet, and I'm just going to add in Catania to the right there, just to complete the title. And those work really nicely with this collection. And then one of James's JD wood arrows, JD 3D wood arrows, just to fill in that blank space underneath the title. And that's it done. Thank you so much for joining me. I shall see you again very soon. Bye.